The 9 o'clock hour came. They need stars out there. They need people that the fans want to see. And all of a sudden, like Mussolini, coming out happy. Punk is smiling right at me.
Oh, God.
No, did you see? He came out. He was happy. Smiling faces. Sometimes, I guess that song doesn't fit, but he was, what makes you happy? Then why the hell are you? Well, that don't fit either.
That's not the song either. It's if it makes you happy, not what makes you happy.
Well, what makes you happy?
Me?
All right, anyway, Punk came out happy. He's smiling because he won in Berlin. He won in Berlin. He conquered the Drew McIntyre. He got that bracelet. He got a big pop. The CM Punk chants. Got a big pop for his line. Isn't it great to be alive and well? And where were they? Wartburg, Denver, Colorado. 2 nights in a row counting the NXT thing. So they're selling 20-some thousand tickets out there. Folks, not even newsworthy anymore. And he reacts to his win. And then he switches gears and he does an entire promo where he said, you know, remember I said I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money. And he explains how he wants Gunther for the world title next. I put Drew McIntyre to sleep. It's time that CM Punk woke up as champion. And he's got the energy. And again, he's talking to him and he's engaging. And he did it long enough that you're thinking that, well, okay, yeah, now the next big fucking match, because he just won, he's got his shit back, is Punk and Gunther. That'll be goddamn interesting. And he says, I'm going to take the world title from Gunther and play my funky music, white boy. Well, he didn't actually say that. But he called for his music, and it's playing, and he got out, and he slapped some hands to some fans. He's on the announce desk. This is right about where they always go to break, right? And suddenly his fucking Punk looks down and goddamn his feet get jerked out from under him. And it's Drew McIntyre in a black hoodie covering his identity, slinking in like a thief in the dark. And he beat the shit out of Punk and he slammed his head into the desk. And Wade Barrett finally, the old friend, because they're from across the pond together. Some part of the United Kingdom. I can't keep track of where everybody, but they sound somewhat alike. Wade's his old friend. He's backing him up. And that's where I thought Tessitore was at one point was calling it like a car race maybe. And now Wade is backing him up. And there was a shit kicking 3 feet in front of him, but then he kind of panicked him a little bit more. But McIntyre blows around Wade Barrett and Claymored Punk over the desk and throws him in the ring and a Claymore in the ring. And now here come the agents, but God damn it. Most of them are grown adults and Jamie Noble's there too. I kid. I wanted to pop some of the other boys. But they could do something besides hold their hands up, right? And fucking, just adopt these poses where they're like, please don't do this. Try to restrain him, let him jerk away, whatever. But anyway, Drew's on him still again. He takes the bracelet and breaks it and gets the beads and shove 'ems. He shove 'ems is what he did.
Oh, he did it.
He shoved them in Punk's mouth, and then as Punk is staggering up, he hits another Claymore to his face, and Punk goes down, and he's choking on the beads. And then Pierce is out there, the referees, and they're trying to restrain him, and finally McIntyre leaves, and the EMTs come out with the wheelie stretcher, and they're going to tape Punk down and try to figure, does he need oxygen? Is he choking on these beads? His neck? Is he broken? Whatever. What the fuck's going on? And then right when they come back from the break, as soon as they replay that in a split screen, they're showing Punk being wheeled through the back as they take him to wherever the The ambulance must have parked in the fucking discount lot because they were wheeling him quite a ways. But as they're going through the back, there's McIntyre again and hops on him, and boom, and he rips a neck brace off, and he's choking him, and he gouges his eyes, and now Punk's bleeding from the mouth. Is it throat damage from the beads, or is it blah, blah, blah? And there's an element of chaos going on. So I liked that just as, again, this is more grown up than the shit that we were having to watch. What was it this time last year? Has it been a little longer now? Time flies when you have fun.
You know, Testatori made a comment on commentary, of all places.
Well, what a fucking place to stick a comment in when he's doing his commentary.
He made a comment on commentary about how this has been the most heated rivalry in WWE all year. And I said to you after the pay-per-view, where Punk pretty decisively beat Drew McIntyre, where do they go from here? What's the next thing? They just had the gimmick match, and we saw what happened. Is that the end for now? And they certainly teased into that with the Gunther promo, which made you think, oh, that's something I haven't thought about. And now they heated this thing back up. What do you think? What do you think of them doing this? And what do you think? I mean, you saw this kind of feud in Memphis. Again, it's a little different, but the never-ending feud where one guy can never one-up the other.
And this is, again, they've had 2 matches now. I mean, you know, if it was the territory days, my God, think of how many times Dusty Rhodes wrestled Kevin Sullivan in Florida, or Lawler wrestled Lawler and Dundee, and just in one series went like 13 weeks in Memphis. So they have way not worn this out yet. It's just that modern fans aren't really used to it because they can't keep it interesting a lot of the time. But if you've got something like this that is firing on all cylinders, keep going. And even if, you know, if they had originally planned, well, I'll blow it off in Berlin, the blow off in Berlin. The story behind Lawler and Dundee's run in the summer of '77 in Memphis, and I say 13 weeks, actually over a 13-week period, they were against each other in some stipulation, in some fashion, I believe in 11 weeks of those shows, and sold right under 100,000 tickets in one building in the same city. And Jarrett was going to blow it off at the end of August. And that's where they did the deal where it was end of August, or maybe even the first weekend of September, Labor Day, where it was Lawler and Dundee, hair versus hair. And when they did such a big house again, he said, fuck, he said, they're still interested in this. And that's where he went to Dundee afterwards and talked him into putting his wife Beverly's hair up. And they came back the next week, drew another big house, and shaved her head. The tape of that does not exist. I wonder why. Because they really shaved her fucking head. But the point is, you know, if you've got people interested in something, as long as you change it up and make it different, and one side is not dominating the other, the heel gets heat, but he doesn't just kill the baby face. And the baby face, you know, is wronged, but he just didn't lay there like a limp fish. And you strike the balance. You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Well, we see where they're going with this now. More Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
How long does Punk have to be out, if he does have to be out, just to sell this? A week? Or does it have to be longer? Or does it have to be not even be a week? He can come back next week and attack.
Well, hold on now. Jesus Christ, Russo.
Answer everything and answer them all concisely, if you don't mind.
Depending on what the injury, or if they're going to name a specific injury, say, for example, he got vocal cord damage because he choked on these beads, or when they got kicked down his throat. And so he might be able to come back and fight, but he might speak with a whisper. You know what I'm saying? The Pillman angle from years ago. Or depending, they had a neck collar on him. So was it an injury to the neck, and the beads were an insult, and when he got smushed, it fucking busted his mouth open. Depending on the injury or what they're going to say would depend on the comeback and the method or manner or time frame. So we got to wait till next week.
Indeed we do. And that was WWE Raw on the USA Network for now.
For now.
But Jim, while WWE and USA Network will remain friends going into the future, we have a lot of friends listening to this show and a lot of friends that are used to really bad transitions. And we're going to make one right now because we're going to tell our friends about our new friends at Orgain.
Well, there you are. There you ended it. I thought it was going to be more flowery and more verbose, but you handed it right to me like a turd on a platter. But I will take up for the ball here and tell you that, folks, we do have new friends at Orgain. And I got to be honest with you, I was scoffing in my head. I was scoffing at this product because I remember sitting there at Vince McMahon's dining room table in his big mansion, trapped like a rat in a cage, writing days or 10, 12 hours long. And I would see intermittently, or in the limo, or in the production meetings, wherever we were, I would see Vince McMahon make a protein shake. And he would take some kind of powder out of something with a trowel, and he would put water in it or some other type of liquid, and he would shake it in this shaker thing, and he would drink this stuff. It looked like a mixture of mud and dirty mortar. And that is the opinion that I've always had of protein shakes. Now, Brad, of course, this was 30 years ago, but still, when you're scarred by something, Brian, as a young child, then it stays with you. But that's what I thought the protein shakes were, just blah, chalky, muddy, dirty, shaky uppy stuffy, really? That the bodybuilders and the body freaks drank because they can choke down anything, squirrel vomit, if it'll help them get those big muscles. Why didn't you ever tell me that it doesn't have to be that way?
Well, it doesn't have to be that way. They could taste good. They could actually taste really, really, really good.
Yes.
So that you want way too many because they're really good.
That's why I'm telling you that you've hidden this from. You're my connection to the modern world, Brian, and you haven't told me I had to wait until the people at Orgain sent me their protein shake. And now you want to drink so much. Can you overdose on protein?
No.
Because these things
I don't
are.
think so.
Well, by cracky, I'm going to try. Because
no, you're not going to try. You're going to try to have a respectable amount as required. As I'm going to tie my arm off, and I'm going to get a vein and a syringe, and I'm going to inject it right in there because. No.
Boy, I'll tell you what, but this stuff is the real. It's the protein-powered nutrition that understands that being good for you doesn't have to taste bad. And Orgain was founded by Dr. Andrew Abraham. And a man with two first names that becomes a doctor has to be respected. And so this is going to give you energy to keep you going, muscle support and recovery. It helps maintain a healthy lifestyle, manage hunger, promote healthy weight management in combination with diet and exercise. 1 gram of sugar per serving. There's no soy involved in this whatsoever, and no artificial flavors or sweeteners. And you got 30 grams of protein. Or is it 30 grams of the shake?
No, it's
30-gram protein shake.
30 grams of protein, only 160 calories, and it's delicious. These things are amazing. I'm so happy with this.
And they remind me of the chocolate milkshakes that my mother used to give me in a can back in the 60s when I was a young man as a reward for taking my iron pill.
I know we have a lot of listeners that work out and you need a protein shake. A lot of them do drink protein shakes. Check this out. I'm serious. 30 grams of protein, 160 calories, and it's delicious.
And also, here's another thing. I was all prepared, and I figured out a way. It's even better and healthier because this is a chocolate milkshake, basically. That's what it tastes like. They say protein shake. It's a chocolate milkshake. Here's what you do. You get you about a quart of vanilla ice cream in a bowl and then pour one of these bad boys over the top of it.
No.
And eat that thing with a spoon. And boy, howdy, is that good.
Well, again, we're focusing on the nutritious side of things today. And while that may taste good because these are indeed delicious shakes, this chocolate fudge 30-gram protein shake, but let's not talk about mixing it with the most fattening thing you have.
Well, no, because see, then you're even healthier because the ice cream, the vanilla ice cream, because the vanilla bean is a natural plant, so there's organicness, and the milk from a cow comes straight from the udder, and they just put it in the freezer, so you're drinking God's creatures fucking.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, but let's just end this, and let's end this concisely by letting the people know. If you work out, if you need a healthy alternative to other snacks, something that will cause your stomach to feel full, a delicious, nutritious protein shake filled with chocolate and, of course, 30 grams of protein, I must say I endorse this. I've been using it. I like it. You even like it. That's scary, but that's Orgain. How can the listeners get it? Jim.
I thought you said concisely. Well, right now, all you got to do is listen to me. The 30-gram protein shakes from Orgain are available at Costco and at Orgain.com, Orgain. Orgain, like lose or gain? Well, you're going to gain. You're not going to lose. If you want to get in on this delicious protein-packed nutrition, head to Orgain.com/JCE. and use the code JCE for 20% off your order. So again, you can go to Costco, you can go to Orgain.com. If you're a lazy fat fuck and you don't take care of yourself, you need to be working out and drinking these things anyway. Get some protein in your flabby, cholesterol-ridden ass. So if you ain't going to walk out to Costco, just have it delivered to you. Orgain.com/JCE. And the code JCE will get you 20% off.
That's right. The code JCE with Orgain. Check them out today. Let us know what
Why
you think.
are you screaming?
Because we're moving quick. This is a fun, fast-paced, action-packed show. You never know what's going to happen.
Quick but not loud. Orgain.
Orgain. Do you remember? Did you ever hear those Larry King commercials years ago? Those Larry King's commercials years ago for garlic.
Yes, I remember garlic. I remember that. It apparently
had the worst tagline ever. Garlic, as in unique.
What? Well, it didn't help him very much either because he didn't last long after that, did he? And was that what was making him look so desiccated to begin with, even before he passed into the other world?
I think it was only about breath, but I'm not exactly sure what it was. I just remember the tagline, garlic, as in unique, which doesn't say anything about what it does or anything.
You know, a one-of-a-kind thing can taste like absolute horseshit or poison you to fucking death instantly.
We don't know what happened to Larry, but
Orgain won't do any of these things.
He needed some Orgain, that Larry King. That's what I always say.
He needed a variety of organs.